trace if you're doing watercolor? Today I'm going to answer that question. Hey there, I'm Kate, I'm a watercolor artist, and welcome to my channel. Together we're going to break down watercolor concepts so you can feel empowered to dive into the world of watercolor and make a splash. Let's do it! Okay. Is it okay to trace? Here's my quick answer. Yes, it is okay to trace. You are the boss of your own art. But seriously, here's my full explanation. Tracing is really great for watercolor, especially when you're learning the shapes of things. It can really help get you practice in understanding how the shapes work together. For example, I paint a ton of flowers, and every time I take a flower and I trace it, maybe I'm using a reference photo from my garden or something that inspired me, it helps me get acquainted with the flower in a way that I wouldn't have been able to if I was sketching it. It just allows me to really feel the true curve of the petals and understand the intricate details. It helps me study it in a way that I might not have if I was just doing a quick sketch. Number two, why it's okay to trace if you need to is it depends on your goals. Personally, I didn't go to art school, and so sketching wasn't something that I ever really learned how to do. I love watercolor. I love exploring the water and the paint playing together on the page. So a lot of times I will trace because it allows me to get right to the part that I love. I'm working on my sketching skills and it's something that I'm actively growing, but my true passion is watercolor and that's what I want to focus on. And that's okay. It all depends on what your goals are. Number three, it depends how it's being used. If you are doing this for yourself or for a close friend and you're not getting paid, trace whatever you want. If, on the other hand, you're starting a business and you're wanting to monetize these designs, I highly recommend that you make sure that if you are tracing, you are using a design or a photo reference that is yours or that you have permission to use. It gets tricky if you're maybe taking a picture of Pooh Bear and you want to design it. If you're just making it for a friend or for your nursery or whatever, totally fine. You do you. However, if you are wanting to make a card with Pooh Bear on it, you're going to deal with some copyright infringement. So make sure that you are being smart and selective about what reference photos you're using for your tracing. A lot of the haters will say, if you're tracing, it's not true art. Well, that's just not true. Art is what you make it. Your journey, your art is your process. And if your process includes tracing, that's fine. Like Taylor Swift said, haters gonna hate, 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 hate. You just gotta shake it off because you're doing something that you love and that's what's important. One caveat to think about when you are tracing your design is that when you use a pencil and then paint watercolor over it, the pencil is actually going to stay there. It won't erase once it's covered with watercolor. Make sure you use a kneaded eraser to make those lines really soft. There are a couple other options that you can do, and we'll be sure to do a video on that soon. So be sure to like and subscribe so that you see that video when it comes out. If you ever have any watercolor questions, go ahead and drop them in the comments. I love using your questions to help me think of new videos to make. I want to answer your questions, so don't be shy. And if this was helpful, like and subscribe so you don't miss any new watercolor tips. Usually I end on happy painting, but today we're gonna say, happy tracing! Murphy! Happy tracing! P.S. If you disagree, let me know in the comments.